Hari Om, Manatv International, wonderful yogis. Here we are again for the Yoga, the Union Asana Hatha Yoga series, and today we're going to cover the Surya Namaskaram, the series of movement known as the Sun Salutation, greetings, saluting the sun. And we'll be doing some basic sun salutation and show you how to go through those things and some variations that you might find useful. And then we'll show some extra things you can add into the series. And some of those things will be fitting for everyone, but some of them will be fitting only for people who've been practicing their yoga steadily for a while. And we'll point those out to you. But you can try, just be careful of your practice and only do what's fitting for you when you're practicing. Okay. So we're going to get started here now. Thank you very much. So Surya Namaskaram, salutations to the sun, bowing down to the sun, is a series that is often used at the beginning of someone's yoga practice. There are a number of ways that people have gone through the basic series, but we too have a basic one. We use 12 steps as we move through it. And this will loosen the body up, connect everything, make everything work together, connect together. It covers forward bending and backward bending and balancing and inversion. It covers a lot of territory in this series. And when we add some variations to it, you cover even more. So it's a very comprehensive flow. Please note that in general, Surya Namaskaram is done as a flow and not holding positions, but we also sometimes use the Surya Namaskaram series, the flow of it, but hold it, and that changes it into a vinyasa approach to Hatha Yoga, where instead of just a Surya Namaskaram flow, you're now using the pattern of Surya Namaskaram to hold postures. A posture is held for some period, asana. But in the normal Surya Namaskaram, there's no asana. So we're going to go through the first one pretty slowly so that you can make note of the basic positions that we go through. And then after that, we'll do a few of them flowing so you really get a sense of what it's like and what it feels like to do it in the traditional manner. So the first thing you should note is that you want to stand about 1 foot back from the front of your mat. You're back about a foot so that when you come down and your chin goes in front of your toes, it's still on your mat. If you stand too close to the end, your chin will go off the mat. You want the feet rather close together. They don't have to be touching, but not too far apart, pretty close. And just check that the body's loose, it's not stiff, but it's upright. And the next thing is, notice how you're breathing. Your breath should be flowing comfortably throughout. The breath is a great, great guide for you. It'll show you if you're practicing well, and it will help you get more out of your practice when you're breathing comfortably. And the way you're moving in the asanas, and in this case in the flow of the Surya Namaskaram, the breath will naturally take a pattern for you. We're not going to worry about that right now. I'm just informing you. So, Parvati, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get started. in the first position, please bring the palms together in front of the chest. Be centered and soft, not stiff, but upright. Notice that the breath is flowing easily, the face is soft, the shoulders are soft, the belly is soft. And we're going to move into 2 now. Stretch the arms in front, the thumbs can touch or interlock. And then as you float the hips forward, arch back, spread the chest, lengthen, tighten the buttocks a little, soften the knees, don't bend them. Now 3, hinging forward, push the buttocks back and lengthen through the spine as you come down. Keep lengthening. And then just hang down. Now 4, Parvati doesn't need to bend her knees to put the hands next to the feet, but the hands go right next to the feet. If you need to bend your knees to do that, go ahead. You don't have to, Parvati, but thank you for demonstrating. Now take the left foot and stretch it way back and put the knee down onto the floor. Have the palms flat if you can and push the pelvis toward the front heel. Press down. Lift the chin a little, looking up. Now for 5, go ahead and step the right foot back next to the left foot and stretch out through the heels. Push into the palms. You may find when you're doing this the first time that it's nice to loosen up, wiggle loose through the hips, bend one knee, bend the other, bob up and down, the heels up and down. But then get steady. Push into the palms, lengthen from the hands through the arms, through the spine. Push out through the heels, lengthen from the tailbone, back through the backs of the legs, pressing down toward the floor. Don't move your feet forward so the heels touch the floor. They should be a little bit off so you get that stretch there. Now for 6, we're going into the 8-point pose. Knees, chest, and chin come to the floor. You put the knees down. You place the chest between the hands with the hips raised. The lower back arches nicely, soften it. Soften the neck. Now, when we move from 6 into 7, be careful. Don't let the feet move at all. Keep them where they are, but slide your hips forward and lower the belly, and then raise the head, neck, and chest, squeezing the elbows in. Pull the shoulders back, lengthen through the neck. Don't crunch the neck back. You can look up with the eyes, but don't crunch the neck back. Come up 1 more inch perhaps, just to stretch a little more. And then press into 7. This is the inverted V again. Sometimes this is known as downward facing dog. You're stretching out through the heels, pushing into the palms. It's beautiful. And we're going back if you haven't noticed. So now bring that left foot all the way up in between the hands. Put the right knee down. And look up, the palms are flat, the pelvis is pushing forward. Breath is flowing. And for 10, go ahead and step the right foot up next to the left and flatten the backs of the legs. If your hands happen to come off the ground when you do that, that's okay. If they're on the ground, that's okay too. Now for 11, you want to keep the arms alongside the ears, and as you push the buttocks back, lift up the hands and chest. Bring the palms together and float the hips forward again, softening the knees, arch back, lengthen through the arms. 11 and 12. Come on up, bring the palms together in front of the chest. Soften, be centered, have the breath flowing gently, comfortably, and be so happy. Feels great. Let go and wiggle loose. Yeah. So we're going to do one more slow round and show a few variations that are helpful for some people. And then after that, we'll do a few rounds that are done more rapidly. But we're going to go through the same series, not adding anything this time, just showing some things that might be useful for you when you're practicing. Palms together in front of the chest, please. Sweep the arms forward, thumbs together, and arch back, floating the hips forward. Spread the chest. Hinging forward, push the buttocks back, lengthen through the chest and arms, and come down. You can bend the knees if you need to, and put the hands next to the feet, not in front of the feet, next to them. And again, bring the left foot back and put the knee down and push the hips forward. Now, sometimes some people can't have the hands flat. If you can't, that's okay. But if you can, you want to try to do that. It gives a real tight squeeze to the colon as the thigh presses into the abdomen region, or the abdomen presses into the thigh region. However you want to see that. They come together. Okay, go ahead and step the right foot back. Stretch out through the heels, push into the palms. Now here's something that's useful for many folks. As we go into the 8-point pose, you can put the knees down just by themselves. And then just, you kind of fall forward onto the chest. Come up again, Parvati, a minute. So something people do mistakenly when they're coming down is they let their elbows go out to the side. The moment you do that, you've lost all your strength. So you keep the elbows squeezed in toward the center. When you lower down, just fall forward. It's quite natural. You don't need a lot of muscles. You just fall forward. But you need the structure. So if your elbows go out, you lose that structure and you can't really do it. Now, coming forward, go ahead with the hips forward and press up again. And again, some people find rather than just pushing up, pressing up to the knees first and then coming up is useful. So you can do this if you need to. Come to the knees and then press, then straighten the legs. No, we're not going to up. Go ahead to the knees and then straighten the legs into downward facing dog. There you go. Thank you. Once again, here's something that's useful for you to notice. Many people find as they're stepping the foot up in between the hands, that's, first of all, I'll show you 3 variations. One is to reach back like Parvati did and grab the leg and pull it forward. And then the knee goes down and the hand down. Step back, please. Another is go ahead and try to step forward and doesn't come all the way forward. Put the knee down. Now reach back and grab behind the ankle and scoop it forward. Don't scrunch the foot like with little steps up. Don't do that. Instead, grab hold in one movement, just scoop it forward. It's easy to do. One more variation here that might be useful for you. Put the knee down, the right knee down before you step forward, and you can take the left hand off the floor and swing the leg around, and then put the hand down. All of those are fine. And you can do those in a smooth, fluid motion. You don't have to take all the breaks that we've taken here. But I just wanted to show you some options that are useful for people. And then go ahead and step forward and hang down. Again, if your back is a little sore, the way we normally come up is you push the tailbone back and bring the arms forward and come up. Come down again. Another nice way, which takes some pressure off and is easier, if you swing the arms out to the sides as you come up. You don't have that weight out front. It's much easier. And then float the hips forward, arch back, spread the chest, and come on up, palms together in front of the chest. Thank you so much. So now we're going to do a few Surya Namaskaram in the traditional manner where it's flowing. Really flowing nice and smoothly. And we're going to do a series of 3 of them. The first one will go back with the left foot going back and then stepping forward. The second one will go back with the right foot stepping back and then stepping forward. And the third one again going back with the right foot, with the left foot first and the left foot stepping forward. So there's a reason that we want to end the series and have more rounds taking place leading with the left foot. When you step the left foot back, put the knee down. Can you see that the right side is being squeezed here? That's the ascending colon. And then when you're standing up, the transverse colon's coming down, is being squeezed, and now step. And when you bring the left foot forward in this time, now the left side's being squeezed. That's the ascending, transverse, descending colon. And you want to do that because it will keep you regular. Being regular is really good for us. It's really good to be regular. And if you do it the opposite, where you lead with the right leg most of the time, or you end with the right leg, you're giving the body the message to go the reverse direction, and you don't want the colon getting that signal. So we always emphasize and do more rounds leading with the left, which is why we're doing 2 in this series, going with the left and only 1 with the right. So here we go, a flow of Surya Namaskaram. Palms together in front of the chest, 1. Breathe, relax, be centered. 2, sweep the arms forward, thumbs touching, arch back, hips forward. 3, hinge forward, come down, hands next to the feet. 4, bring the left foot back, knee down, hips forward, look up. 5, bring the right foot back, press into the downward facing dog, stretch through the heels. 6, put the knees, chest and chin down. 7, bring the belly forward, come up into the cobra pose. 8, press back to the downward facing dog series, inverted V. 9, go ahead and step the left foot up, right knee down, look up. And 10, step the right foot forward, flatten the legs. 11, hips back, chest up. And now palms together in front of the chest, 12. Very good. So we're going to go back with the right leg this time. Palms together. 1, 2, sweep the arms forward, arch back, hips forward. 3, hinge forward, hands next to the feet. 4, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up. 5, bring the left foot back, downward facing dog. 6, knees, chest, chin to the floor. 7, slide the hips forward, come up into cobra. 8, press back to downward facing dog. 9, right foot up between the hands, left knee down, look up. 10, left foot forward, flatten the legs. 11, arms out, hips back, come up, hips forward, arms back. And 12, palms together in front of the chest. And relax. So in this last third round, we're going to coordinate it with our breathing. So we won't go quite as fast, but pretty close. And we're going to coordinate it with the breathing. We're going to be inhaling and exhaling as we move through each series except for 1. When we're in the downward facing dog, the number 5, and we lower down to the 8-point pose, we don't change our breath until we move forward into 7, coming up into the cobra. You'll see, I'll give the instructions. So right now, palms together in front of the chest, and don't move, just inhale. Exhale, now sweep the arms forward and up. Inhale as you arch back, hips forward, coming forward and down. Exhale, put the hands next to the feet, left foot back, knee on the ground. Inhale as you look up, push the hips forward. Bring the right foot back, exhale, downward facing dog. Don't change the breath, knees, chest, chin to the ground. And now come forward and inhale. And press back to the downward facing dog and exhale. Bring the left foot forward, right knee down, inhale, look up. Bring the left foot forward and exhale, flatten the legs, arms forward and up, hips back, inhale, hips forward. And exhaling, palms together in front of the chest, be centered, soft, breathing through the nostrils. Yay! The Surya Namaskar. It's such a great series. So, if you're going to do it before going to bed, you can do 1 round before going to bed, but only 1. If you do more than 1 round, it will keep you awake. But if you do only 1 round of a flowing series like this, you'll go to sleep smoothly and you'll wake up very limber rather than waking up stiff. So it's not a bad idea to do a single round of Surya Namaskaram as you're getting into bed. when you first get up in the morning, you can do 3 or more, or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Have fun. They're great. Good for the body. Thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed learning about Surya Namaskaram and that you'll practice it regularly. Remember, if you practice Surya Namaskaram every day, a few times, do 3 rounds, do a couple rounds, you'll be amazed at how your body responds to this, how your mental state responds to it. Your immune system is enhanced. So many great benefits. So be sure to do it. And by the way, if you're going to do this at night before you get in bed, which is a good idea, but only do it one time. If you do it more than once, you won't be able to sleep. But if you do it once before you go to bed, you'll be amazed at how loose your body is when you wake up. A lot of people find their body tight when you wake up. You do one sun salutation before you go to sleep, and you'll be amazed at how you wake up the next day. Okay, thank you. See you next time. Much love. Let's do our closing. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear of death to knowledge of immortality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Bless all dimensions of being with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to that light of truth which overcomes all darkness.
Victory is that light.
Jai Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki.
Jai.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.